So come on the floor. Second, Councilman Stamps.
Thank you, Mr. President. The administration proposed some rate changes that we feel could positively affect the revenue. They've done a great job of increasing revenue, even with higher rates over the course of the last year. But they gave us a recommendation. I don't know if council colleagues still have this recommendation letter, but I have a few copies here for those who may not have
Thank you.
the actual recommendation from the administration. And I feel, and the administration feels, that the attendance would increase at the golf course, because last year we cut budget, raised rates, people left, and now we're starting to offer better service. And if we could get the rates back to a more comparable level that matches other areas, then we could increase revenue even further. And I appreciate Mr. Izon Harris and Mr. Alan Jones for working in this matter, and I appreciate my council colleagues if they would support it.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Is Mr. Harris, Mr. Jones here? Okay. Here goes Mr. Harris. And so I'm generally going to support it. I just want to make sure we get some real quick questions answered. Is this the best route for us to move forward?
I think one of the things is when we were kind of charged with trying to figure out what we need to do with the golf courses and fix them, I actually went out and I met with, I had several meetings with golfers, and then that was one of the major concerns, that we raised the rates and that actually the golf course was steady deteriorating. And so what I did was I actually did some research on area golf courses around. I'm a golfer myself, and I know I actually grew up playing twilight golf, which is afternoon golf when it's actually cheaper to play. Mm-hmm. And so you actually get a lot more people that actually come out and play during those times because of that. And so I actually researched what other courses were doing, and then I actually took it back to that committee, and they were actually all for it. Well, actually to the community of golfers that I've met with. It was probably over 100 golfers that I met with over that 3-meeting period.
And they agree?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good enough for me. Councilman Foote.
My question is really, why should the city council set the specific golf rates? I mean, what I think we might be better off if we tasked the Parks and Recreation Department to maximize the revenue in a way that, in other words, sometimes you get more people and end up with more revenue with lower prices. I mean, businesses do this. It's called price discovery, and businesses are trying to optimize their revenue. There's no reason, I don't see why we shouldn't allow the management to do that same price discovery and optimize the revenue and optimize the playing on the golf courses rather than us setting a specific dollar amount.
Councilman Stamps.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Foote, this is exactly what has just happened. The administration brought this to us, and it's our charge and duty to set the rates for all parks, all fees, for everything within the city. This is not what the council proposed. This is what the administration brought to us based on market research, based on price discovery, as he just spoke of, and you spoke of as well. So this is just us doing what we're supposed to do based on their due diligence.
Sounds good. Thank you. Councilman Tillman, then Councilman Priestley.
If the administration pushing this, why didn't you all present it to the council?
They did. They gave us it about a month ago.
I'm talking about the order. All of City Council, Mississippi Adjusting Golf Course Rate Stamps.
The administration gave us this proposal on February the 16th.
They give us all other proposals, but the mayor is requesting it.
I mean, if it's a problem with my name being on it, we can take it off, and we can let them. I mean, I don't see how if the administration is agreeing with this, and this is what they're part of their presentation. If having my name on it makes it fail,
No.
I don't want to. I'll recuse myself from voting. I'm just trying to do what's best for the course and to help them be successful in the endeavors of increasing the revenue, which they have done, even with raising the rates, because we cut the funding, then raised the rates at the same time. So it was a destabilizing factor. So I'm just trying to help move it forward. I'm just trying to, that's all I'm trying to do.
Thank you, Councilman Priestley.
What do you project revenue will go to if we make this move?
I mean, that's kind of a difficult question to answer. I will say this, based upon where we've been trending, even through the non-golf months, we've actually been trending more this year than we were last year. So based upon that, now during the high golf months, when we're actually getting the course back together, and it's actually looking really good, we expect that there will be a higher increase. But again, I don't want to throw out numbers based upon speculations on that.
Well, I just want to.
But we are trending in that direction that we're actually bringing in revenue more.
Are you
revenue.
tracking how many people
Yes, sir.
play golf there?
Yeah, we actually have a tracking list. We have a new sheet that we actually implemented.
Talk me through that.
What they do is we actually have a sign-in sheet that every golfer has to come in, and whether they have a monthly pass or they're paying every individual trip, they sign their own name. We sign if they're a pass person, and then whatever they have to pay based upon if they have a pass or if they just have to pay cart fees. And so what we do is we're actually taking that and we're actually tracking the rounds. And so we're actually kind of compiling that now, and hopefully we'll have that together for our second quarter report.
Okay. Wait, so before the last couple of months, there's been no record of how many rounds are played,
We were tracking it based upon the dollars that we actually were bringing.
and we were a cash operation.
Yes, sir.
Have we had any staff change at the golf courses?
We have not had any staff changes at the golf courses, but we actually have, one of the things that we did was we actually sent all the staff through customer service, and we're going to continue to do that. Hopefully, in the future, there will be some changes as long as things keep trending the way they are.
One thing that concerns me is do we have the checks and balances put in place so that the revenue that the golfers pay actually gets to the city, so that we do get those revenues and we can afford all the maintenance and all that the course needs?
Part of this process, we actually implemented, we actually pick up fees on a daily basis. So we're not allowing dollars to stay within the golf course where they may not come to the city. So we actually, again, with that tracking sheet, and we're actually picking them up on a daily basis so we can actually kind of coincide and make sure that those are done directly and that we're actually receiving the funding.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. One quick, Councilman Tillman.
Is it a Jackson employee that collects the money and turns it in?
It's one of our superintendents.
Fair point?
It's one of our superintendents in park maintenance. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Question I have are about credit cards. Are we taking credit cards yet?
We're still waiting on that process, but that's something that we recommended that several months back.
No, I know.
And we were waiting on it, so we're waiting on it just as well.
Okay. Do we have a timeline for when we can expect for credit cards to be accepted at the golf courses? We got a timeline? Okay, yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned that. If we can get a timeline by department, so I'm sure that IT has said, okay, we're going here, on this week. So if we can get that, that'll be very helpful for us, and that way we don't have to come back and ask
we
you.
only have 2 golf courses. It seems
That'd be first.
that would be a great, if there's not a willingness to make staffing changes,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it just seems like we're leaving money on the table on
Yeah.
something that we don't have, and in my opinion, the money to.
As we prioritize this, I'm sorry.
Yes,
As
sir.
we prioritize this, I want to get a credit card machine at the water department first. at the
Look,
physical building, so
look,
work our way all around, so
Look,
I'm definitely for
No,
credit
I agree.
cards.
Water department, municipal court, but right now we're talking about golf courses. I want them at the golf course. Anyway, we've spent a lot of time talking about golf courses over the last 8 months. Okay, great. Any further questions or comments? Okay, thank y'all for y'all's hard work. Director Jones, thank you for your hard work. Really appreciate it. Please, let's try to work as quickly as we can to get the credit card and debit card.
When are
machines
we
approved.
going to have a further meeting about the Urban League's proposal?
I think that's in your court there.
That, I'm asking my colleagues, when can we have a meeting to move that on?
It's a rules committee,
Is there rules?
but that's another discussion. I mean, whenever,
It is a rules.
right,
Well, I think it's kind of related, but.
but it's still our
golf
job to
course.
set the rates. Even in the Urban League's memorandum of understanding, it's the city council's job to set the rates.
Okay, so we'll work to schedule a rules committee meeting, circle back. City business don't stop because, I don't know. You threw me off track, I'm sorry. And that's okay. It's been motioned and seconded. Any further questions or comments on this? Okay, all in favor? All opposed? Abstaining? Okay, item passes.